Bevo, obviously a really exciting day today, mate. Signing a new 2-year deal that keeps you at the club till 2027. What does it mean to you to remain here and go into a 12th season and beyond?
Oh, it means an enormous amount. I think with any organisation that you work for or you're involved with, how much you feel attached to it depends on your own experiences within it and the people that you come to know, that you work with, that you socialise with, the people that you know outside of your own space that support you. And my experience over this decade and a bit has been one of great reward and growth, personal growth for myself, but I think from a club perspective that's happened. And so you just become more and more connected to your place, to your existence at your organisation, based on the experiences that you have with the people involved. And I'm really fortunate to have worked with so many great people and become friends with many. And now as we move into the future, I'm looking forward to more of that.
It was obviously a collaborative decision between yourself and a few key members of the footy club. Did you get time when you're making that decision personally to reflect on your journey, or is it more when you're in the season, you're so focused on what's up ahead? Have you had much time to reflect on what you've achieved so far here at this footy club?
I reflect every day on good and troublesome experiences, the choppy waters at different times when our momentum as a club is with the teams within it hasn't really been that smooth here and there, and having to evoke change and move into the future with a bit of a different outlook. But so when you reflect on those times where there's been uncertainty and you come through it with some stealth, some self-belief, it becomes reasonably rewarding. It's sort of character building in a sense. And so when you reflect upon those difficult times, the sense of satisfaction becomes a little bit greater. The rewarding aspects of the job when we're winning, the tangible side of winning a premiership, making it to final series, but the disappointments of the elimination final losses, they're all great review mirror type reflection points along the way. And I'll continue to do that, but right now where we feel like we've established a degree of stability within the football club, everyone who's worked with us and now in the new facility, and the health of the system and the health of the club, it gives us a bit of a warm and fuzzy feeling inside, and that's a good way to emotionally exist when you come into work. And the players, we believe, are feeling that way. And so as we move into the future, there's that sustainability piece of maintaining something but then building on it and growing and really pushing towards our next success.
As the coach, you talk about stability, you talk about success. From a whole of club perspective, new facility, really strong membership base, on-field performance been pretty strong. You must come into work every day and at this very moment be really proud to be the senior coach of the footy club.
Yeah, I am. I'm extremely proud. I don't take lightly the responsibility of the position that I'm in, but I'm well aware that if there's a period of time where there's doubt in regards to the stability, the sustainability and the opportunity to succeed, then I probably won't be here. And there's been times in the past where that's been under question. And so to continue to represent the football club as a leader, definitely as an ambassador, I've learnt some lessons along the way when I've been a bit emotional, and there've been interesting stitches in time and times when maybe my emotional fragility, has come out at different points. But it's sort of, I always look back on those times that it was coming from a good place, a place of protection and care for our people. And I've learned from it, and I won't say I don't regret a couple of moments, but by and large, I think, representing our club and understanding that what I say, what I do, the decisions I make affect so many. There's a resolve that I need to have to manage that, and I've never been more enthusiastic and excited by what we can do from here on in.
Just touch on the coaching staff. You always make the effort whenever you speak to be, I guess, really complimentary of the staff around you. We've had a fair bit of change, as you've mentioned in some of your quotes, but how do you sort of see that coaching staff and how thankful are you to them?
Yeah, I'm unbelievably grateful to all the coaches that have come through our club over the journey. In recent times, our coaching group have done a tremendous job, like a really sensational job with our players. And ultimately, being the figurehead of the coaching group, I'm the one who, I suppose, ultimately is assessed based on our own performance. So I really rely heavily on our coaches to do a really emphatic and powerful and influential job and be good people, of substance that can relate and create a bond with our players and our staff that helps us with an opportunity to win games of footy and be at our best, but also pick ourselves up when things aren't going so well. So, my renewal of my contract, it's attached to so many things, and one of those significant things is the performance of our coaches, and they've done a tremendous job.
Obviously had some really strong performances and some narrow defeats. How do you sort of see us placed at the moment, and where do you sort of see us going?
Our game is reasonably tight as far as our understanding and our methodology. In our losses, we've had really poor quarters at some point in those games, where the opposition have taken advantage of our execution in the phases of the game. And it hasn't been a total breakdown from a team point of view, but we're trying to build, I suppose, conscientiousness and a real attachment to the team goals within each individual player, and for them to understand the importance every minute of the game. So, in our wins, I think it's probably been against opposition who aren't necessarily right up the top of the ladder. So this is the challenge now, to make the leap to be the team that is right up the top, that can beat these better teams, but then hold sway against everyone else. And that's a difficult thing in a long season. So we're not satisfied. Been some encouragement, and I think we're set up well right now to make a really good fist of it and build on what we've done. So the offence and the score abilities there, stoppage play is pretty strong, one of the best in the competition on paper. Well, the statistics say the best. And now, the defensive aspect, continue to grow it and get that blend right. And but we're going to need improvement from everyone.
Just finally, it's a heavily followed club, more than 50,000 members, a lot of coteries, a lot of staff. What's your general message across the next 2 seasons and beyond, moving forward to them?
We talk about support for each other within our football club, how we tap into each other's roles and help each other perform to the best of our ability. So that's being really selfless and not just taking care of your own responsibilities, but it's trying to help others. And when you consider our coterie groups and people who have been so invested emotionally, spiritually, and financially, and we feel their support, they're, I suppose, have been really unconditional with that. We're a unique setup compared to other clubs where our philanthropy, our benefactors who have been in the trenches for so long with us, continue to be vocal, turn up physically, and we know that even in times when it's difficult, they've got our backs, and that's been really important. And then when you think about our supporter base and our members who, so many are rusted on, through family lineage, and then we've got new members who who have attached themselves to our club because they feel like there's an affection for us for one reason or the other, whether it's attaching to our players, the individualism, personalities, what we stand for as a community-based organisation who, with outreach and with a real charitable sense to well-being and prosperity through our communities. Whatever it may be, we're really grateful to all our supporters, and yeah, to see our membership grow so enormously over a decade and a bit, to be in this realm of relative health. We really owe it to our members and our great coterie supporter base to have us in this really healthy state.